Hello my friends, and welcome to this video about Starseed origins. So a while back I had made two other sets of videos where I talk about what a starseed is and then also go into different waves of starseeds that have actually come and integrated onto our planet. And then I also talk about some of the aspects of those waves, and then I said that I would be back here again to talk about starseed origins. So such as the Pleiadian starseeds, Andromedan, Orion starseeds, and so forth, for the many different alien races. I believe that there are over 20 different known starseeds and their origins. And so when I was going into this research to make this video, I honestly went down a matrix rabbit hole. I just found out so much more stuff, so much more information, and I felt like a lot of it was very interesting. It really resonated with me, and I really started to understand the language of all this research that I was doing, and I realized at the same time though that it's not very palatable for most people. It's not easy to digest, and so I honestly took a lot of time to do a ton of research, and I decided to make a full-on class which is called All About Aliens, and I posted up on Skillshare. And in this class I do go over 6 of the known starseed origins, and I talk about the most popular ones in the class, and it's a lot of fun because we go over not only the starseed origins, but we also touch on 15 out of the 85 known alien races. We touch on their appearance, we touch on their agenda, their traits, where their home planet is from. You know, we talk about all these different details, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of research, and so if you're interested in aliens and diving deeper, then I will link that class down in the description below. Hello my friends, I'm so sorry for the interruption of this video, but I wanted to inform you of some things that have changed since I previously recorded this video. So a few months back I had gone to Skillshare proposing this idea of my class all about aliens, and the CEO of Skillshare loved the class idea and she approved of it, so I went forward with creating it. However, a month and a half went by, and by the time I got all my videos posted up, they approved it and published it for 2 days, and then they sadly took it down, and I asked why, and they said that they are doing their guidelines and that this class doesn't fit with what they're going with. And she said that it was too much tied into spirituality, and I told her, you know, how I've noticed on Skillshare there are a lot of classes that are actually on spirituality and self-development, and what are their actions going to be about these classes that are already up on Skillshare. And sadly she said that they are in the process of taking down these classes. So I just wanted to let you know that my class All About Aliens sadly will not be on Skillshare, so I will not be using that platform to publish my class. And overall, I just have to say that I am a little bit disappointed that Skillshare is heading in this direction overall, because I really loved that platform and I found that they were very unique to other school platforms that provide these online education classes. They were so different because they had a wide variety of different classes. It was very similar, in my opinion, to OutSchool, where you could get very creative with what you wanted to share and teach to others. But now they're heading back into more of a traditional platform, similar to those other ones online. So my class, All About Aliens, I will be publishing it on my website that I am currently now building. So hit that subscribe button down below if you are wanting to get updates on when I'm releasing this class, because I'm so excited. So I'm working very hard and very fast to get it out to you guys. So with all that being said, let's get back to this video and let's see if you resonate with any of these starseed origins. So in this video, I wanted to, make this a bit of a bonus video to go along with my class. So in my class, I didn't touch on some of the other starseeds that I knew of, and I wanted to go more into detail on it, but the class was already pretty lengthy as it is, and so I decided to make this little bonus video for you guys here. And we're going to be talking about 3 different starseed origins that I had not covered in that class, and it'll be a really nice little refresher because there's 2 alien species, I believe. Yeah, there's out of the 3, there's 2 alien species that I didn't even mention in my class, and so I'll be going and touching on those a little bit, and then we're going to be talking about the different starseeds. So there's 3 different ones, and 2 of them are benevolent, and one of them actually comes from a malevolent species of alien, which I found very interesting because a lot of the starseeds that you do hear about are mostly from benevolent races, making us think that all starseeds are of the light, but that's not necessarily true, because just like there are, kind human beings and malicious human beings, there are also malevolent aliens and there are also benevolent aliens. And so therefore, if we're saying that we come from these different species, then we can be both light and dark. And so I wanted to touch on a bit of more of the shadow side as well as starseeds, because I find that very interesting. So let's dive right into it. Let's hit it. So I wanted to start off with an alien species that I did not cover in the class, and that is the Orions. And I know that the Orions are somewhat popular. They are a known alien race, so you might have heard of them, and they are definitely popular starseeds. So let's touch on them right now. Firstly, what is the Orion race? Well, the Orion race is a collection of different alien races that actually reside in the Orion constellation. So you have a mixture of vegans and Lyrans. Those are 2 different alien races, and they mostly dominated the Orion constellation. They make up most of that constellation, and those 2 alien species I do go over in my Skillshare class and learn more about the Lyrans and the vegans and details on them, because they are basically the very first aliens, and they pretty much were responsible for the genetic makeup for the rest of the universe. So they're very interesting alien species to cover. So along with the vegans and the Lyrans, the reticular grays, who I also cover in that class, they are the iconic gray alien. They also reside very close to the Orion constellation in Zeta Reticuli, and that can basically, I just want to include them a little bit because they're so close to the constellation that I would also say that there are possibly some grays as well in the overall Orion race. So we're talking about the Orions, but really there's different races, different cultures just in the Orions as a total. Just like us human beings, we have different cultures, different ethnicities from all over the world, but overall we are the human race. It's very similar for the Orions. So overall, the Orions tend to be a more masculine energy group of aliens, and they tend to be more prone to go into war, and sadly this did lead to a lot of destruction of home planets, especially Lyra. Their home planet was destroyed in the Orion-Lyran Wars. So before we go into Orion's specific starseed traits, and that will be, ways that you can also resonate with the Orions to see if that is your starseed origin, but I'm going to also just list off some of the generic overall characteristics of the Orions, and you can even see if any of these energies match your own, because that'll just give you more of a clue if you are an Orion starseed. Orions are very cerebral, so they tend to view the world through their mind rather than through any type of emotion. They are very, very logical, and they tend to, want to see the evidence before they will give their belief in something. So they're definitely the I'll see it when I believe it type of race. Orions really love knowledge. So they love learning, they love absorbing information, and then they love sharing it with others. Orions tend to be, like I said, very logical, and they also tend to be separated a bit from their emotions because they are so interested in stability and balance, and oftentimes emotions can disrupt that balance. So they tend to see emotion as weakness or as a distraction from their overall centered balanced state. So this is why I want to say that this is why they tend to be emotionless, and I don't think that that's necessarily like a negative aspect of them at all. Just because you don't have emotion doesn't mean you don't have compassion. So I just want you to keep that in mind. When I say emotionless, I don't mean that they're necessarily unkind. They don't necessarily react quickly with their emotions. They tend to have a longer fuse. So Orions really love their alone time. They really like to take time to recharge because they are so interested in absorbing as much knowledge as they can, and they're constantly, using their brain and doing a lot of critical thinking, that they really love to separate themselves and get alone and really just relax and recharge. Prepare for more knowledge. Orions also tend to have a great sense of humor, and they have with that knowledge comes a lot of wit, and so they tend to, make a lot of good jokes, and it just comes effortless. They just seem to naturally make people laugh. So now to tack on to some of those characteristics that I'm sure that you resonated with if you are an Orion Starseed, but let's dive into the Starseed traits of an Orion. So here we go. If you are an Orion Starseed, you most likely are very task-oriented, and you actually enjoy work. You enjoy the hustle. You're most likely an entrepreneur or have always wanted to start your own business or be in a leadership position. Again, similar to the Orions, of course, you have a thirst for knowledge and you love to learn. You are most likely a jack of all trades because you just love learning so much that you most likely have just come across some of this random knowledge of how to change a radiator out of a car or something. So you just have all these different trades from just the knowledge that you've absorbed. So you're most likely a jack of all trades if you're an Orion Starseed. Orion Starseeds are very compassionate and very giving when it comes to causes that are very important to them and close to their heart. You might be interested in science. You love physics, astronomy, biochemistry. You just love all the science and you just enjoy learning about it. Then you most likely are an Orion Starseed. So similar to what I mentioned with the Orion characteristics, Orion Starseeds can actually come off a little bit cold because they're a bit detached from their emotions. However, this does provide them with a long fuse. They're very calm, cool, collected. They're chill as a cucumber, and they tend to stay in a really beautiful, energetic balance. So that is what I have for the Orion alien race and their Starseed characteristics. Leave a little shooting star emoji if you believe that you are an Orion Starseed. So next we're going to be talking about an alien race that I again did not cover in my class, and that is the Mintakan. The Mintakans are actually an alien race that live in the Orion constellation. Just like I said, the Orions, are a bunch of different cultures and ethnicities within the Orions, because the Orions is referring to all that live in the Orion constellation. So the Mintakans are one of those, and their planet is fully made up of water. And so yes, my friends, this is where those alien mermaids and having dolphins and whales all inhabiting this planet. These beings have cheerleader mentality. They are very high-spirited. They are super empowering. They are, very encouraging and loving towards others. And honestly, they really benefit the world with their positivity and their outlook on life, which is the glass is always half full. So some of the starseed characteristics of the Metakans would be that you obviously are drawn to bodies of water. You most likely live by a body of water, and you are most likely very much interested in anything aquatic. So whether that being like the animals that live in the water, or whether that being, water sports, or just, being at the beach or at the lake every single freaking day, or any day that you can get, or going out boating, kayaking, whatever it is, my friend, everything aquatic you are fascinated by and it draws you in. Metakan starseeds are very, very good multitaskers. They tend to just easily multitask. They're not about just, putting their energy into one thing. They've got it into 5 different things. So something that's interesting about a Metakan starseed is that they most likely love their home. They most likely have made it super cozy, comfortable, well decorated. It's most likely by water, so they feel very comfortable, and they love it so much that they most likely work from home as well. These starseeds tend to be very kind, very fun-loving, but at the same time a bit flighty, and definitely constantly need to ground their energy here to planet Earth. So if anyone has ever told you that you're a bit flighty or ditzy, it could just be because you're a Metakan starseed, so that's chill. These starseeds are very nurturing, and they're very much in tune with their purpose here on Earth. So unlike some of the other starseeds, they're not really wondering, what's my purpose? What am I supposed to do here? They know what it is, and they're going after it. So these are some of the Metakan starseed traits. If you think that you're a Metakan starseed, I want you to leave, of course, a mermaid emoji down below, letting everyone know what starseed you are. So coming down to our third and final alien race and starseed characteristics, we're going to be talking about the Alpha Draconians. Now, in my Skillshare class, I go into several different malicious alien races and in detail as to what their agenda is, what makes them malicious, and overall appearance. These beings are very self-centered, very much coming from the ego and whatever best serves them. They are military and war-driven beings, and their whole main purpose is to manipulate other societies to their own political agenda, and also to deplete that species' planet of all of its resources. So this is definitely a malevolent species, and it's said that these are the starseeds that come from the Draconian race are more dark souls that have decided to come here to Earth. I think that it would be a little bit ignorant of us to not consider that some starseeds, some souls that are here on Earth can be of dark souls, and that not all souls are of the light. I definitely would love to be in that type of reality where all souls are from the light. Maybe we'll get there one day, but I think that it's, a bit too, you're wearing too thick of rose-colored glasses there if you're not going to include dark souls, because just like I was mentioning earlier, we have human beings that really strive to do good and make a great impact on the world and help other beings, and then we have other human beings here that are very just much about their own agenda, and they are very self-centered and self-focused, and they just want to do what it is that they came here to do it. They don't care who gets hurt doing it. So it's very similar, with aliens, and so therefore there can be different souls in these aspects and generating starseeds that have dark soul. So let's tap in on some of the characteristics of the Draconian starseed. And hey, just see if you resonate with any of them. It could just be a shadow aspect, or you could be a Draconian starseed. Let's check it out. So they are very power and money hungry, which also can go with them probably being very driven. They tend to be a lot more commanding, but also express a lot of confidence, and so they most likely are in a leadership position. These starseeds can literally adapt to anything, anywhere, so they never feel like they don't fit in. They are not misfits. They blend right in. They can like chill with any group. It's almost like they're little shapeshifters because anything you're into, they're into, and they can just relate and easily make friends with anybody. They have a very high physical stamina, and they most likely have like some kind of risky or dangerous job. And I mean, that could be risky, dangerous, meaning like, you know, maybe they work in a money industry with stocks investments, and that being risky. Or it could literally go to the opposite spectrum where it's like, you know, Crocodile Dundee, and it could be like Steve Irwin status where like you're wrestling crocodiles, or that's what your dangerous vocation is. So these starseeds are pretty psychological in terms of that they really understand how human beings communicate, and they are able to, you know, develop easy ways to slide in, to fit in, but also to manipulate and, you know, possibly change people's opinions to suit their own. So they're just really, really good communicators. They can come off very, very charming. That's what I should say. They can come off very charming because they know how to communicate, whether that be, you know, through body language or even just verbally. They can swindle people for sure, easily. They tend to be pretty closed off when it comes to emotions, and these starseeds do not like any type of higher ups. They want to be the one in control. They want to be the leadership role, so they definitely struggle with any type of authority figure or anyone that's like higher up than them telling them what their job is. They're like, nope. These starseeds are very strong and stoic beings. And also, the last thing I want to mention is that they definitely struggle with possessing psychic and healing abilities. A lot of the other starseeds, especially on the light side, like almost every single one of them was like a natural healer or a natural teacher, and they would possess, you know, psychic abilities, whether that being, you know, clairvoyant, clairaudient, clairsentient, claircognitant. A lot of the other starseeds possess these psychic abilities, whereas the draconian starseeds, they really struggle to tap into their psychic abilities and abilities to heal. Doesn't mean that they can't, it's definitely more of a struggle, and it's not as common and effortless as it would be for the other starseeds. So if you feel like you resonated with any of these draconian starseed aspects, go ahead and leave a dragon emoji down below, letting everyone know that you ain't afraid of it. You don't care about shame. You don't care about the dark side. So my friends, there you have it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and if you're looking to dive even deeper to alien races, a little bit of conspiracy theories, and overall just, you know, learn a little bit more about yourself and tap into some of the other starseeds that are a lot more common, I definitely recommend that you check out my class. And you know, aliens are a hot topic right now. They're a lot of fun to talk about, and I definitely put together a really great class where, you know, it's digestible. I broke it down into different series so you're not being overwhelmed with information, and at the same time I'm, you know, speaking in a way that's palatable, that you can understand and that you can relate to. A lot of the research that I came across, it was like, oh my gosh, what is this scientific word? I don't know. I have to get a dictionary to go back and read that, and then it was all in ties to like some event that happened billions of years ago or something. So then I was like, wait, now I have to look up what this event was. So it was a lot of like diving down a rabbit hole, and it did take a lot of research, and I'm just so happy that I was able to, you know, digest all that information myself and be able to then teach others and share the knowledge that I myself have received and have understood. Also in that class, what is really fun is I also give a guided meditation, and also I give you tips on how to connect with aliens yourself. I myself have connected with 2 different alien species, and they are definitely benevolent beings, and I love interacting with them. So in that class I also have a little bit on that. So it's got a little bit of everything. It's a lot of fun too. So if you're interested in that, I highly recommend it. And I look forward to seeing you, my friends, in the next video, whether that be a conscious conversation, one of these, more galactic family talks that we're having right now, or whether we are tapping into yoga, meditations, or affirmations. I look forward to seeing you there. Bye. We talked. Wow. It's just that they most likely aren't quick to react, quick to, put a firecracker up in your ass. What am I trying to say? And we're going to be talking about letting everyone in the comment section down below know that you are confident and you love and accept all of you. And that means the dark sides too. Something dark side. something complete.